This is IGN. Spielberg's back, and so are the E.T.s. This is your IGN review of Disclosure Day by Clint Gage. The prospect of a new Steven Spielberg film is always exciting. The guy is an all-time great and needs no introduction. That he's back with a big-budget, original IP science fiction film is even more exciting, and not a thing that can be overlooked in the calculus of reviewing this movie. There's a familiarity to his filmmaking that's maybe unfair at this stage of his career. He's such an influential filmmaker. His style has been imitated by 2 generations of filmmakers by now. So it's easy to forget that this is all stuff he invented. It's not an imitation of the man. It's the man himself, which is another part of this film that should not be overlooked. His camera moves with a capital M. The backlight, the lens flares, the determined pushes into the awe-stricken faces of his characters, it's all there, and it's all extremely Spielberg. Disclosure Day is, in its simplest terms, a film about whether or not humankind can handle learning that aliens exist. Of course, there is a shadowy government-adjacent agency that's been tasked with covering this existence up for decades, and a group of well-intentioned regular folks take it upon themselves to reveal the conspiracy. But that's just the plot. The meat of this story is the question, can we handle it? That has always been Spielberg's biggest strength where sci-fi is concerned, taking a big and fantastic premise and rooting it in real, ground-level human emotion. Because while it's cool that E.T. can make the bikes fly, what really makes us care about him is the connection he's got with Elliot. First and foremost, Emily Blunt is fantastic. She's truly one of the best actors going, and she always seems to elevate whatever movie she's in. Disclosure Day is no different. As Margaret, the weather person in Kansas City who suddenly finds herself clicking and clacking in an alien tongue, she works through it with bold determination, visible terror, and legit confusion, all in equally believable turns. This is part of the Spielberg trick in science fiction. It is truly a wild thing that's happening to this woman, and keeping her reaction to it grounded while also never mugging in any sort of "can you believe this" way truly takes subtlety and attention to detail. Without Blunt's performance to that end, there are huge parts of this movie that just wouldn't work. The second hand carrying the film is Josh O'Connor. If O'Connor is not spectacularly memorable, he's as solid as they come, and really shows his ability to carry a movie here. His Daniel is in over his head with only his principles to guide him. He just knows what he's decided to do is the right thing, and that's all the motive he needs, even if he's not equipped for action. Now, for the most part, the film really moves from scene to scene and is a very good time, but then it hits its third act. Here, the way some of the characters react didn't feel honest, real, or in keeping with how their characters were established. Having started this review pointing out Spielberg's specific proclivity for keeping characters grounded in fantastic situations, losing that asset in the film's finale really stood out. It shows what a sort of delicate balance it is, and the risk inherent in making a sci-fi movie in the first place. Yes, it's a movie about aliens, but also, yes, things need to feel real and honest. Spielberg is great at sci-fi, but in large part because there's always an emotional element to the story that makes his movies about aliens realistic, and that's where this movie stumbles. Every character has a clean and clear relationship to the idea of Disclosure Day. Different schools of thought as to how we would accept the truth of aliens are represented in thoughtful ways via these characters, which makes the naivete of the ending a little frustrating. To a certain extent, you'll get to see what you want to see in the film's conclusion. So maybe my reaction to it says more about me and how I feel about the current state of our world than it does the movie itself. Overall, the film is, in a lot of ways, vintage Spielberg. He hasn't lost a step with a camera that sprints from start to finish. There are some fantastic technical sequences, and the performances from the 2 leads in particular are great. And while Disclosure Day stumbles a bit for me at the finish line in a way that makes some of the film's other nits a little more worth picking, it's still an original, big-budget science fiction conversation starter from one of cinema's all-time greats. Disclosure Day's IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on Steven Spielberg and Disclosure Day, visit us at IGN.com.
unspoken layer.